Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. And our first one comes from Throwaway 8963. Am I the beehole for enforcing a no kids talk rule and not offering to plan a baby shower? Our friend group, female, in our 30s, gets together about once a month. A few years ago, certain group members began trying to conceive. One of the first ones to start trying was Katie. Unfortunately, Katie and her husband had difficulty conceiving. This was understandably difficult for them. Once other members of the group started having kids, Katie asked us not to talk about kids at our monthly get togethers because it was difficult for her to hear. She also made it clear that she would not attend any baby showers. The rest of our group had mixed feelings about this. We understood that Katie was upset about her difficulties conceiving, but it was disappointing not to be able to share important parts of our lives. We generally go around and everyone talks about what's new in their lives work, promotion, hobbies, etc., etc. But whenever one of us was on maternity leave, we could basically only say, everything is good, because we couldn't talk about the main thing happening in our life. That said, now that our kids are older, and we are all back to work / have time for hobbies, we have started to enjoy having dedicated time for no kids talk. It's something that we've even come to look forward to. Fast forward to now, and Katie and her husband are pregnant, which is very exciting. She is nearing her due date and planning to take at least a year off to stay home with the baby. That's enough background, so now to the point. Last night, me and two other members of the group got a text from Katie's husband, saying that she's really upset that we barely ask her about her pregnancy when we see her, and that no one has offered to throw her a baby shower. At first, we were surprised to hear this. We do text Katie at least weekly to check in on her. We just don't talk about it at our monthly hangouts. She has been talking about it in her updates, but no one has asked her any follow-up questions about the pregnancy, and we more focus on her other updates. We talk to the rest of the group, except for Katie, and the general vibe is that we want to keep the no kid talk rule in place, and it feels a little rude that Katie expects us to, when she is the one who made the rule in the first place. Would we be the beeholes if we kept our traditions? We also don't feel like we have the time to plan a shower with the holidays happening. It sounds like no one wants to go through the stress of planning a shower when Katie didn't even go to theirs. Too long did not read. Are we the beeholes for sticking to our tradition even though the original reason no longer applies? Update / additional information. I just want to address some common comments. We were all still pretty young when Katie first started trying / experiencing fertility issues. I know Katie distancing herself from such a big part of our lives over the past few years has been a source of hurt for most of us, but aside from this issue, she's a very lovely person. No one has any plans of excluding her from our friend group. We've just always understood it as a coping mechanism for her, and no one in the group thinks it's worth ending a relationship over. I'm fairly confident that no one is acting out of retaliation or in a tit-for-tat manner. Since Katie asked for a no-kid talk rule, we have always still talked about our pregnancy / parenthood. We just did it when Katie wasn't around, although we can only coordinate the big no kid talk group get together about once a month. Friends who live closer to each other, or work together, or have kids the same age, often meet up at other times, and we would normally talk about kid stuff. Then, if Katie wasn't in attendance, once Katie got pregnant, we started being able to talk about kid stuff when she was around, and have definitely talked about her pregnancy in those settings, just not at the monthly get-together. This wasn't done in retaliation. It's just how it's always been, so we didn't really think to do anything different. The reason most of us want to keep the no kid talk rule in place is because as our kids have gotten older, we've come to appreciate having time to take a break from being moms first and just enjoying our friendship and the other aspects of who we are as people. We are often in work mode or mom mode, so having this dedicated space has been really nice. I understand that Katie is not where we are today, but rather where we were back then when we really wanted to gush about babies and kid stuff. So, I sympathize with that, but I also think it's a bit unfair to expect us all to accommodate her again. We are more than happy to text about her pregnancy or talk about it on other occasions. The rest of us just want to have this one get together remain kid talk free. To be fair, she does live the farthest from the rest of us, so she usually only sees people in the group. About one other time a month, but we're still available by text. Hi OP, I don't believe you and your friends are the beehole. You accommodated her, you gave her what she wanted, and now she's mad that you know, you gave her what she wanted. She made you guys this way. It's been what? You guys have been doing this for years because like you said your children are older, right? And personally, I wouldn't have done that in the first place. I'd be like, I'm still gonna talk about what I want to talk about. You're just gonna have to deal with it because you're an adult. But you know what? I respect you guys for doing that for your friend. I get it. Now, her wanting you guys to reverse it, and then she can't, have her cake and eat it too. She can't tell you guys no and then expect you to do what she didn't do for you guys. Like you said, she said she wasn't going to attend any baby showers. Why should you guys have to throw her a baby shower when she did nothing for your baby showers? Yeah, personally, that would kind of bug me. Like, you don't, like I said, you don't get to have your cake and eat it too. And our next one comes from Learning Parenting 21-5. Am I the beehole for punishing my 16-year-old stepdaughter after we found out she was bullying a kid for being poor? Hi Reddit. About 2 months ago, my wife, female, aged 38, and I, a male, age 41, learned my stepdaughter, female, age 16, was bullying a girl. In school, over being poor, getting free lunch at school, and not being able to afford necessities, such as their own car and stuff. Our daughter was kind of spoiled. We provided her with everything she needed along with an allowance. And a part-time job at my company. Small family service business. We've been considered middle class. Doing things others weren't privileged to, such as buying our daughter a car on her 16th birthday. I come from a family of immigrants and was considered in poverty growing up. After learning about the bullying, I was furious, as we thought we didn't raise her to behave that way. She was in honors and top ranking of her class. I tried to talk to our daughter over why she would do that, and I was disturbed to learn it was because she viewed the girl as trailer trash, which irritated me. The girl, from what I learned, is very smart and works hard. She bought her own beater car by herself and works 2 jobs. She considered the money our family has as our family's money, so I put her in her place and told her that it was not her money, but her mom and I's money. I decided from that point I was spoiling my daughter too much. We ended up taking away her latest iPhone and replacing it with my old iPhone 8 by switching phones with me with a talk and text plan. We took away her family credit card and sold her car, along with her MacBook and other luxuries. I also told her she would have to find a job without nepotism and work a minimum wage job like everyone else her age, because I'm done giving her handouts if she's going to act entitled. Fast forward, 2 months later, she's working at a fast food restaurant with us driving her around. She doesn't talk to me unless she needs something like a ride, but is very upset with me. My wife feels like I'm taking this too far because it's affecting her social status and grades at school. However, I feel like she needs to be humbled because I can't have a daughter who will disrespect people just because of the amount of money they have. I also feel like her behaving this way will affect her younger sister, female, age 12, and how she perceives the world. Am I the beehole for punishing my 16-year-old stepdaughter after we found out she was bullying a kid for being poor? Edit. I also would like to add we took away her MacBook, but she still has access to the family computer in the house. It's a Windows computer for school that is powerful, an i7 and a great GPU, and recently new. She still has Wi-Fi access at the house. However, we did throttle her speed because high-speed internet is a privilege. She has fast enough internet to do homework and watch videos that aren't in HD, like Netflix and stuff. She also isn't failing. She went from straight A student to mostly B's, and 2 A's, which I still find great. Hi OP, you are not the beehole. I 127,000% agree with you. Everyone should work, a job like that. I worked at a video rental store for about 3 years. And also, making fun of people because of free lunch. I grew up with free lunch my entire life. And some days, the spicy chicken sandwich days, everybody was trying to get free lunch, even the kids who had money, because everybody loved that spicy chicken sandwich. But good on you for nipping this in the bud. It does sound like if you let this keep going on, she would end up growing up to be a horrible person. And the only way I see getting through to people like who are already in this type of style or attitude is, yeah, you need to put a hard shock to their system, and taking away all the stuff that she values and makes her think she's better than everyone is a great way to humble her. Because yes, she does need to be humbled. You don't want to be a failure of a parent and put that type of person out in the world. Our next one comes from Throwaway Bindi Bag. Am I the beehole for not letting my daughter go over to my sister-in-law's house after her kids dump my daughter's bindi bag? Repost, since I accidentally posted this on my main account, and I'm pretty sure my sister-in-law uses Reddit. I, a 40-year-old female, am South Asian, and my husband, Luke, a 42-year-old male, and the rest of his family are white. We have a beautiful daughter together, Amara, an age 14-year-old female, who has decided to start wearing bindis in a day-to-day life 2 months ago. Before anyone asks, no, I did not pressure into this decision. This was all on her own, and I don't even wear bindis daily. I helped her buy a bindi bag, and Amara had carried it around with her whenever she'd be gone from the home for more than a day ever since. Last weekend, I let Amara go to my sister-in-law's, Bree, an age 45-year-old female's, house. Bree has two kids, Danielle, a 15-year-old female, and Chase, a 13-year-old male. Saturday afternoon, Amara calls me, crying about that Daniel and Chase have been teasing her about the dots on her forehead since Friday. That morning, Daniel and Chase had grabbed the bag out of her room and dumped it in the pool as a prank. It sank to the bottom, and since Amara can't swim, she wasn't able to grab it. Amara went to Bree and told her what happened, and Bree took Daniel and Chase's side, saying it was kids being kids, and that they did Amara a favor with that prank. I comforted my daughter over the phone and went to pick her up, soon after Amra said she didn't want to be at Bree's house anymore. Once I got there, I helped Amra put her bag in the trunk before going to Bree to confirm the story. Bree confirmed it and doubled down on what she said. Hard. I was irritated at that and soon left with Amra. When we got home, I told Luke what happened, and he suggested not having Amra go over to Bree's house until Bree apologized for saying that the kids did Amra a favor by throwing her bindi bag in the pool, and the kids apologized for the incident itself. I agreed with that being a good idea, but checked to make sure Amra was okay with it at first. Amra said she doesn't even want to see her cousins or aunt right now anyways, so I sent Bree a text explaining that Amra wouldn't be coming over until they all apologize. I didn't get a response at first, but when I did, Bree was telling me that it was unfair and that I was punishing her and her kids over a dumb prank. I just replied that I want an apology from my daughter and that it should be a simple request. Bree didn't reply back, but my mother-in-law ended up calling me and telling me that I was horrible for not letting Bree see her niece and that both Amra and I need to get over the incident when I explained Amra doesn't want to be around Bree and her kids either. Luke is on my side with this, but my mother-in-law won't stop texting about how I need to just let it go and let bygones be bygones. Edit. I ended up editing this since I accidentally used my husband's real name a few times due to getting angry while posting this. Hi OP, you are not the beehole. Do not let those people get to you. I feel angry for you. Reading the story, it was tough for me not to speak out during some parts. Well, we now know why those two horrible kids are the way they are. They have a horrible mother. Personally, I don't know where your sister-in-law gets off thinking she's older in relationship with any of you. The way she's been acting, personally, I have no problem cutting off family, and I would cut her off like that. The way she treated your daughter like that, and she's trying to brush everything off, things are going to escalate and get worse if you keep sending your child over there. And also, I would let your husband handle his mother. That is not your battle to fight. Looking down in the comments, I believe I agree with Celtic Lady 47. I can't stand it when the bullies and their supporters tell the person who was bullied that they need to be the bigger person and get over it, Why the hell can't the nasty bully get over himself and apologize for what they did? I agree. And I'm also over that be the bigger man. Screw that. Get down in the dirt with them and start slinging mud. Personally, like I said, just go no contact. Sounds like they're terrible people anyway. Why let that into your life? And our final one comes from Throwaway Wedding Cake. Am I the beehole for sending my fiance's sister-in-law to my fiance's mother-in-law's place after she refused to pay for the wedding cake samples she and her friends ate? I think that's the right abbreviation. I hope that's right. I, a 27-year-old female, and my fiance, Leo, a 27-year-old man, decided to let my fiance's sister-in-law, Maya, a 32-year-old female, stay at our house because she needed space from her husband due to some relationship struggles they are having. Leo and I had gotten wedding cake samples from an expensive bakery specializing in wedding cakes. We planned to test them along with Maya after we finished up some other wedding plans yesterday. However, when I came home from work to see Leo yelling at Maya, the box of samples came in a wide open box and were on the living room table, and Maya was arguing with him. I asked what was happening, and Leo angrily told me that while we were both at work, Maya had some friends over and they ended up eating most of our cake samples. I was shocked and asked Maya why the hell she would do something like that. Maya said she needed to pick me up from what she was going through with her husband and invited her friends over to comfort her, which turned into them eating cake samples. After one of her friends noticed the box on our kitchen counter, my shock turned into anger, and Maya tried to defend herself by saying it was just a cake. I told her if it was just a cake, then she should have no problem replacing it. Maya refused because the price was too expensive for something that tasted like garbage anyways. Leo backed me up on having Maya pay to replace it, and we argued until I said if Maya can't cough up the money, then she should stay at my fiance's mother-in-law's house because there is no way I was going to have someone disrespectful in my house. Maya thought I was bluffing until Leo repeated my sentiment and went to go pack up her things in a huff. When she came back out, I handed her some cash for gas and told her to get the hell out. Presumably, after Maya got to her mom's house, my fiance's mother-in-law called me to scold me about kicking Maya out and that I was cruel to do so in her time of need. Also, my fiance's mother-in-law was so irritated that I sent Maya her way since she had let Maya into the liquor cabinet and ended up drinking some expensive whiskey that belonged to my fiance's father-in-law, so now they're arguing about that. Hi, OP. You are not the beehole, and I'm impressed you didn't knock that woman's teeth out. Those things are not cheap, those cake samples. And we know why your mother-in-law called to scold you, because she has to deal with this mess. And she's doing what she did to you by getting into your, expensive stuff by drinking your fiance's father-in-law's whiskey. So it looks like she has a habit of not respecting people and their things. Also, I see it as a sign of disrespect that she invited her friends and let them into your home without you knowing. And also, she's pretty stupid. You said in the story that you, your fiance, and her were going to test the cake, so she was going to get some cake too. I guess we know why she's having relationship problems. At first I thought maybe it was the husband, but judging by the way she's acting, it's probably her. But in the end, you did do the right thing, and I do like that your husband, your fiance, soon to be husband, backed you up on your decision. But I also think you were being a little too nice giving her cash to get from point A to point B. I would have told her to figure it out. But congratulations on your wedding, OP, and I hope you can get more samples to test the food and test the cake and get the cake you guys want for your wedding. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.